Picture this. Your phone just slipped into the toilet, your boss sent you an urgent email titled, "We need to talk," and to top it off, your favorite snack is out of stock. Again, life, my friend, is not attacking you. It's just testing your emotional Wi-Fi. And unless you've got Stoic-level signal strength, you'll find yourself buffering a lot. But here's the truth. Staying calm when everything is collapsing isn't just possible, it's powerful. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So before life throws another curveball or your neighbor starts drilling at 2 a.m. again, like this video and subscribe to support our Stoic journey. And stick around till the end, because what you're about to learn might just be your new calm in a storm survival kit. Number 1, accept what you can't control. When everything around you feels like it's crumbling, your job, your relationships, your plans, the first instinct is often to try and fix everything at once. But here's the kicker. Much of what we stress about is out of our hands. The Stoics taught that peace begins when we stop demanding that life obey our script. Instead of panicking, step back and ask, is this within my control? If not, let it go. Yes, easier said than done, but it's also the beginning of calm. Imagine you're on a flight and turbulence hits. You don't run into the cockpit and grab the controls. You trust the pilot. In life, you're the passenger in many situations. Trust the process. You don't have to like it, but resisting it just adds stress. The Stoics didn't pray for calm seas. They learned how to sail rough waters. Humorously put, trying to control everything is like arguing with the weather. You can yell at the rain, threaten it with lawsuits, or even put on your best suit and beg for sunshine. It's still gonna pour. Save your energy for what's in your hands, like your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. So the next time you feel the world spinning out of control, anchor yourself with this line, I didn't cause the storm, but I can learn to dance in the rain. Cue the music, or maybe just grab an umbrella. Number 2, use the power of perspective. In the moment, every problem feels massive. Your car breaking down isn't just a car issue, it's a cosmic betrayal. But here's what the Stoics would do. Zoom out. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of how small he was in the vastness of time and space. Not to feel insignificant, but to regain perspective. If today's disaster won't matter 5 years from now, why let it ruin your next 5 hours? This isn't about denial, it's about de-escalation. When you pause and ask, will this still matter next month? You immediately shrink the emotional temperature. Your mind becomes less of a pressure cooker and more of a calm teapot, still boiling, but manageable. And yes, sometimes zooming out means laughing a little at your misfortune. You spilled coffee on your shirt before an important Zoom call? Embrace it. Say it's a fashion statement. Channel Epictetus, who said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Life's messy. That doesn't mean you have to be. Even a moment of humor can reset your nerves. So instead of seeing every obstacle as the end of the world, see it as a weird little episode in the sitcom of your life. One day, this might actually be a great story. Number 3, create a calm routine. You can't always control your environment, but you can control your inner system. That's why routines matter more when things fall apart. A calm routine is like your mental armor. Morning walks, journaling, breath work. These aren't just trendy. They're tools to reset your nervous system. The Stoics practice daily reflection. They prepare for the day ahead by rehearsing adversity in their minds, not to stress themselves out, but to strengthen their mindset. Seneca would visualize worst-case scenarios in the morning, not because he was pessimistic, but because he wanted to build emotional resilience before reality showed up. Building a routine when life feels chaotic is like putting on socks before stepping into a snowstorm. It won't fix the weather, but you won't freeze to death either. And you don't need some perfect system with color-coded planners and productivity apps. Simple is strong. Maybe your version of Stoic calm is sipping tea while reading one page for meditations, or doing 20 push-ups when your brain starts overthinking. Whatever it is, make it yours, and protect it like your peace depends on it. Because honestly, it does. Number 4, detach from the outcome. Most of our anxiety comes from obsessing over how things should turn out. The Stoics had a term for this: fatalism of the past and present, but not of the future. In simpler terms, accept what's already happened, be content with the present, and take action without clinging to results. You sent the email. You studied. You showed up. What happens next? Not your business. This mindset isn't apathy. It's powerful detachment. It allows you to do your best without being emotionally wrecked if things don't go your way. Think of life like a game of darts. Your job is to aim well. Whether you hit the bullseye, that depends on factors outside your control: wind, grip, distractions, maybe even your cat jumping on the table mid-throw. When you tie your peace to outcomes, you become a hostage to results. When you tie it to your effort, you stay free. So yes, apply for that job, fix that relationship, start that channel. But don't measure your worth by the reaction. The Stoics would say, focus on your virtue, not your victory. And if you fail, well, at least fail like a philosopher. Number 5, practice inner dialogue. You already talk to yourself all day. The question is, what are you saying? When everything's falling apart, your inner voice can either calm you or crush you. Stoics like Epictetus would constantly reframe situations through inner dialogue, turning panic into philosophy. For example, instead of saying, I can't handle this, say, this is tough, but I've handled worse. Swap this is the end with this is the next challenge in my training. Your inner voice is the narrator of your experience. Make it a wise one, not a whiny one. Try this the next time chaos hits. Pause and ask, what would Marcus do? Or better yet, imagine your calmest, strongest future self coaching you through it. You'd be surprised how powerful your own voice can be when it stops panicking and starts guiding. Also, a little humor doesn't hurt. If your inner voice sounds like a stoic Jedi crossed with a stand-up comedian, even better. Laugh, reflect, respond, not react. Remember, your thoughts are the first responders of your nervous system. Train them well. Number 6, embrace discomfort as training. One of the biggest mindset shifts the Stoics mastered was this: discomfort isn't punishment, it's practice. Life's challenges aren't personal attacks. They're opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more composed. Marcus Aurelius didn't ask life to go easy on him. He asked for the strength to face it with dignity. When everything is going wrong, view it as the gym of the soul. You're not being broken, you're being built. When you embrace this perspective, chaos becomes less intimidating. You start to see bad days as emotional resistance training. That annoying person, your patience rep. That rejection email, your humility crunch. That delayed payment, your endurance set. The Stoics believe that virtue is only tested and proven in adversity, not comfort. A philosopher who only preaches peace but panics at the first problem isn't Stoic. He's theoretical. So when your world feels like it's crumbling, remind yourself, I am in training. This doesn't mean pretending to enjoy discomfort. It means accepting its role in shaping your inner strength. Just like a sculptor chisels away to reveal a masterpiece, life uses pressure to reveal the Stoic within you. And hey, if you're going to be under pressure, at least let it build character, not cortisol. Besides, think of your calm composure during chaos as a kind of superpower. While others are flailing, you're walking through the storm like a monk in a Marvel movie. Your calm becomes contagious. Your silence becomes strength. And your reaction? A reminder that you don't need a perfect life to have a peaceful mind. Number 7, avoid emotional contagion. Ever noticed how one stressed out person can infect an entire room? That's called emotional contagion, and it's real. The Stoics warned against letting other people's chaos seep into your mind. If someone is panicking, overreacting, or spreading fear, your job isn't to match their energy. It's to contain yours. As Epictetus said, it's not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. That includes people too. Think of your mind like a clean room in a hospital. The fewer germs that enter, the better. Emotional drama, gossip, and negativity, that's mental bacteria. Protect your calm like it's your immune system. Sometimes, staying calm isn't about what you're doing. It's about what you're refusing to absorb. You don't have to pick up every invitation to argue or spiral just because it's offered with urgency. And don't get it twisted. This doesn't make you cold. It makes you conscious. Just because someone else is on fire doesn't mean you have to jump in after them. Be the emotional firefighter, not the fuel. The Stoics were compassionate, but they didn't sacrifice their peace for every emotional parade passing by. Sometimes, the kindest thing you can do is stay still and let others catch your calm instead of you catching their chaos. So next time someone tries to drag you into drama, mentally hand them a Stoic pamphlet and walk away. Okay, maybe not literally, but at least give them silence and serenity instead of matching their meltdown. Protect your peace like it's your last clean shirt and they're covered in mud. Number 8, turn to philosophy, not panic. In moments of panic, most people reach for their phone, their favorite distraction, or their 4th cup of coffee. But the Stoics reach for wisdom. When chaos erupts, don't just react, reflect. What are the great minds before you said about moments like these? How would a Stoic respond? What truths can anchor you when the storm starts screaming? The point of Stoic philosophy isn't to sound smart. It's to survive smart. When life unravels, quoting Seneca isn't about being academic. It's about remembering we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. That single sentence can stop a spiral. When your brain screams, "This is the end," Stoicism whispers back, "It's just a chapter." Think of your mind as a courtroom. Your panic is the overdramatic prosecutor. Let Stoicism be your defense attorney. Don't let your emotions run the whole show without presenting counter-evidence. Ask, is this truly as bad as I think? Is there another way to interpret this? What would Marcus Aurelius journal about this exact mess? When you think philosophically, you calm down chemically. This is why reading even one Stoic line a day can change everything. It builds a library of mental antidotes. So when everything is falling apart, you don't just crumble, you consult. Not TikTok, not Karen's opinion, but truth. And if your panic still lingers, remember, even ancient philosophers had bad days. They just didn't let those days define them. Number 9, practice negative visualization. Here's a weird Stoic technique that works like a charm. Imagine everything going wrong before it actually does. It's called premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. Sounds dark, but it's liberating. When you mentally prepare for worst-case scenarios, they lose their power over you. You're no longer caught off guard. You're stoically surprised. Let's be honest. Life's curveballs aren't rare. They're expected guests who never call ahead. The Stoics knew this. They would rehearse losing wealth, health, status, or even loved ones, not to dwell in doom, but to free themselves from fear. If you've already accepted the possibility of things falling apart, then when they do, you're calm, not crushed. Think of it like mental insurance. You don't expect your house to burn down, but you still insure it. Negative visualization works the same way. It strengthens your emotional infrastructure. So when reality hits, you're not shocked. You're steady, maybe even amused that your prediction was pretty close. The best part? Practicing this doesn't make you paranoid. It makes you powerful. You walk through life knowing that if the worst happens, you've already shaken hands with it in your mind. And that is not weakness. That's Stoic preparation dressed in emotional bulletproof armor. Number 10, remember, this too shall pass. When you're in the middle of chaos, time feels frozen, like the suffering will last forever. But here's the reality. Everything passes. Every storm ends. Every emotion fades. Every wound eventually scabs over. The Stoics constantly reminded themselves of the impermanence of everything. Not to be cynical, but to stay grounded. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about how emperors, conquerors, and even philosophers themselves would soon be forgotten. Morbid? Maybe. But freeing? Absolutely. If even the greatest of history are now dust in the wind, then today's frustration is barely a blip. Your mind might scream, "This is unbearable." But the truth is, it's temporary. Always. So use time as your Stoic lens. Ask yourself, will I remember this in 10 years? In one? In 1 week? Probably not. And if it's going to fade anyway, why give it permanent access to your peace today? Time is the ultimate perspective adjuster. Use it generously. And when all else fails, slap this line on your mental wallpaper. This too shall pass. It's not Stoic in origin, but it's Stoic in power. So whether you're dealing with heartbreak, failure, or a microwave that keeps beeping for no reason, breathe. Smile if you can, and wait. Because calm isn't a gift from life. It's a decision made in the storm. So when a world feels like it's falling apart, remember, you don't need to hold everything together. You just need to hold yourself together. Accept what you can't control, zoom out for perspective, build strong routines, detach from outcomes, and train your inner voice to be your wisest companion.